And that's how Paul puts it in Romans. The fact that non-Jews sought out and found salvation presently during this church age, that shows that God's provision for salvation is not complicated. It's not like it's some elaborate process making it next to impossible to get saved. It's just the opposite. God is more than willing and able to save everyone who desires to be saved. If someone's not saved, it's because they don't want to be. I've found it, that God will draw people from wherever they're at. I'm just walking down the boardwalk the other day, my wife and I, with our grandson, is strolling. Two people come up on a bike. They stop. Are you Pastor Jeff? Yeah, I'm Pastor Jeff. Well, let me give you my testimony. So this guy's sitting there and he starts telling me about how, their relatives live up north. And when they're up there, they were Roman Catholics. And they were up north and they listened to some oldies station on 90.3. Well, when they came back down, it was still on the 90.3. And our program was on it. And they started listening to it. This was taking place Wednesday afternoon or Wednesday morning, okay? And they're saying, I got to tell you this. And then, my wife and I got saved out of Roman Catholicism. We started listening to 90.3. We got discipled through that. Our son got saved. Thank you so much. We listened to your studies. Have a nice day. And they rode away on a bike. And you're just going, there you are, Lord. He can do whatever he needs to do. And they stopped. It was such a blessing because it's the same testimony my wife and I have. We got saved listening to the radio, and so that's why, they were thankful to meet up with us in this coincidence, okay? But God's salvation is not hard. If someone's not saved, it's because they just don't want it. And the picture here is of this large portion of humanity that God had not revealed himself to. And in such a personal way, non-Jews, the picture is of them seeking him desperately. I was sought by those who did not ask for me. And just as desperately, he was receiving them. Here I am, here I am. While all the time, as God says of this privileged chosen nation, he says in verse 2, I've stretched out my hand all day long to a rebellious people who walk in a way that is not good according to their own thoughts. This too is quoted in Romans 10, with Paul applying it to Israel, those to whom God, his hand of reconciliation had been extended to for thousands of years, perpetually. But unlike Gentiles who sought him in blindness, Israel continually rejected and rebelled against God's direct appeals to them through prophets and special revelations in the scriptures.